journal as if I was Ryle and the things that Ryle experienced in his life. And I had to create, as an example, the trauma that happened to him. I had to recreate that for myself.
There has been much talk and speculation about the drama between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, but some wild theories suggest that there was more going on behind the scenes than anyone initially realized. At the heart of the controversy is the filming of a romantic movie that started with intense chemistry but ended up teaching the cast valuable lessons about domestic violence, ultimately causing relationships to crumble in real life. What began as a promising project eventually ended in disaster, and many wonder if even more secrets are yet to come to light about the entire situation. People have been curious about when Blake decided to take over production, what led to things spiraling out of control, and why Justin seemed to overlook certain actions. This theory attempts to uncover some answers by focusing on specific details and events that might provide insight into what really happened. The more one examines the situation, the clearer it becomes that there were hidden connections and signs that point toward a deeper truth than what was initially made public. One of the most popular theories that has emerged from the Blake and Justin situation is that Blake developed feelings for Justin while they were filming together. Although she tried to show subtle signs of interest, things didn't go as she had hoped. The breakdown of this theory is eye-opening, and it shines a light on some of the more surprising elements of the drama. Let's start by looking at Blake's past film roles. Throughout her career, she has never fully stripped down or engaged in an intimate scene with an actor in the way she did with Justin. This is quite significant, especially when considering her complaints about the need for an intimacy coordinator on set. However, Justin countered these claims by revealing that Blake had no interest in working with the intimacy coordinator, often taking control of how close she allowed herself to get to Justin. In fact, she acted as her own intimacy coordinator many times on set, which raises the question, was this an attempt to take control of the situation? Was she possibly trying to influence the dynamic between them? Blake herself has pointed out that she's not like other actors who can easily transform into different characters. She's admitted that she tends to play versions of herself in every film, which many people have observed over the years. Blake revealed that she used to feel insecure about this, comparing herself to actors who could disappear into a role. She used to think of herself as an imposter when watching others seamlessly shift into characters, but over time, she embraced her unique approach to acting. In an interview, Blake admitted that some of the clothes worn by her character in It Ends With Us came straight from her personal closet.
I mean, for me, the way I always get into a character is through their wardrobe. When I literally inhabit them, I feel so much more. Clothes are very expressive to me. I feel like a different person given whatever I'm wearing.
Meaning she based her portrayal on herself in a way that made the character feel more real. This admission is telling because it suggests that Blake didn't just become the character, she brought a lot of herself into it, making the experience more personal. On the other hand, Justin approached his role differently. As part of his method acting, he worked hard to understand the complexities of his character, Riley. This dedication likely brought a certain emotional intensity to the set, and it's possible that these feelings bled into their off-screen interactions. Blake has also spoken openly about her love for romance and how playing a character like Lily in It Ends With Us made her feel like she was living in a different world, one full of fireworks and deep, complicated emotions. She admired the way the author, Colleen Hoover, wrote the characters, and she found herself relating to the powerful feelings Lily experienced for both Atlas and Riley. For someone like Blake, who openly embraces romance, it's possible that her emotions for Justin became tangled with her portrayal of Lily. After all, she had already mentioned that she's not great at transforming into someone else for a role, so it's likely that her personal feelings started to mix with her character's emotions. It gets even more complicated when you factor in the timing of things. Just a few months after giving birth to her fourth child, Blake took on a highly intimate and romantic role. This kind of project, which involved some seriously spicy moments, might have been a recipe for disaster, especially considering her personal circumstances.
You can't just put me in any clothes and give me any words and have me step in and transform. And I used to be very insecure about that. I used to feel like an imposter because I would watch actors who were just shapeshifters. They could do it in any circumstance.
And while she was dealing with the challenges of being a new mom, she also had to contend with the intense dynamics on set with Justin, who was deeply immersed in his method acting. He was channeling his character's emotions, which could have heightened the attraction between them both, mirroring the emotional tension between Riley and Lily in the story. To make matters even more interesting, an old comment by Blake resurfaced from around the time they started filming together in 2023. Blake had posted a comment on one of Justin's workout posts, saying, "Amazing, now try it pregnant." Justin replied, "You win." Some people interpreted this exchange as a playful attempt by Blake to flirt with Justin. She was clearly trying to insert herself into the narrative, even though the comment wasn't directly about her. It's possible that Blake was testing the waters, trying to see if Justin was interested in her, and when he didn't reciprocate, she may have felt embarrassed or rejected. But the plot thickens when you consider that Blake's wardrobe choices on set were a topic of discussion. She made it clear that she was in charge of her own wardrobe, and while Justin did comment on her outfits after they were leaked to the media, it was actually Blake who suggested that her character wear more seductive clothing to make her appear more appealing. Given that the film featured a lot of romantic moments, it seemed strange that Blake would later accuse Justin of making their kisses last longer than necessary.
I just really love romance, and I love it as an audience member, and I love it in my real life, and I just really believe in romance.
In fact, the truth seems to be that Blake had a significant amount of control over the intimacy scenes, even going so far as to instruct Justin on how to pull her in during a kiss. At one point, Blake also accused Justin of adding steamy scenes to the script that weren't initially agreed upon. But as it turned out, this claim wasn't true. It was actually Justin who wanted Blake to work with the intimacy coordinator to rewrite some of the scenes, a suggestion she wasn't happy with. In the end, Blake took matters into her own hands and rewrote the scenes with Justin, even involving her husband in one of the rewrites. The drama continued with Blake's complaints about Justin allegedly barging into her trailer while she was breastfeeding. However, the messages between them paint a different picture. In their chats, it was clear that Blake had invited Justin to come over to her trailer to go over their lines, even though she was busy pumping. Justin initially declined, saying he was eating and would come by afterward.
Started to keep a journal, as if I was Ryle, and the things that Ryle experienced in his life. And I had to create, as an example, the trauma that happened to him. I had to recreate that for myself.
The straightforwardness of the conversation suggests that Blake might have misinterpreted the situation in an attempt to get back at Justin for not acknowledging her feelings. This theory takes on even more weight when you consider Blake's history with falling in love with her co-stars. Her past relationships with actors like Penn Badgley, Ryan Reynolds, and Ben Affleck all began on set. In each case, her chemistry with her on-screen partner eventually translated into real-life romance. In fact, it's believed that Blake's attraction to Ryan began on the set of Green Lantern, even though he was married at the time. Similarly, rumors swirled about her involvement with Ben Affleck while filming The Town, despite him being married to Jennifer Garner. Given Blake's history of falling for her co-stars, it's plausible that she developed feelings for Justin while working together on It Ends With Us. However, unlike her previous relationships, it seems that Justin didn't return those feelings. This lack of reciprocation may have led Blake to feel frustrated and, perhaps, to lash out in an attempt to gain control of the situation. The theory also suggests that Blake may have been testing the waters to see if she still had the ability to spark romance with someone else, perhaps because she was feeling a bit lonely at home with her 4 kids and a husband who was often away working. Her feelings of rejection might have led to a desire to provoke Justin and see if he would take the bait. When he didn't, Blake might have decided to shift the blame onto him, making it seem like he was the one who was out of line. In the end, the theory suggests that Blake's actions were driven by a combination of emotions: loneliness, insecurity, and a desire for control. What started as a possible one-sided romance on set ended in an emotional and dramatic fallout that affected not only Blake and Justin but also their personal lives. Whether or not this theory holds up completely, it provides a fascinating glimpse into the complexity of relationships, both on and off the set. The full extent of the drama may never be known, but it's clear that a lot more was going on behind the scenes than anyone realized.